background to discuss the topic, being like a true MLS legend, but he also knows what it means to be at the World Cup with his home country. No, you were at the World Cup in 2010 in South Africa, so you know what it means to be on the global stage. But also you know very well the local landscape, the local soccer landscape here in the US. So before we give the floor to our colleagues from the media, Amado, I'm just, first question from my end, just to start a discussion. Knowing that it was going to be the very first big club World Cup with 32 teams coming from all over the world, the best from every continent, coming here to the US, to this country that you know well, what do you envision? What do you expect from this new competition?
Pero no tengo la pregunta en español aquí.
I don't see the question in Spanish. Yeah. May I reply in Spanish? Is it okay? Yes, please, fire away. Well, thank you. The question is about the 32-team Club World Cup. Can you repeat the question in Spanish, please? So basically, the question is that, given your experience and your knowledge of the USA and of the global soccer or football, with 32 teams coming from across the globe, the best of each continent for the first time in this big tournament, how do you envision this new tournament in 50 days when the ball will get rolling? Well, for sure, it will be a major event that will be a key moment in the US and the soccer development in the US, and this will be the definite boost for the sports, so that soccer will evolve and it will grow and it will help develop young talent. That is what's most important in this country. And truth be told, this is a sporting party, a sporting major event with all the elite teams, and it will be a transcendental and key moment in the history of football. Thank you very much, Amado.
Start with the questions from our colleagues from the media. Just before I give the floor to the first one, just want to make sure that everybody did get the interpretation in place. You have the option to install the interpretation if you need. So, first question for Farah, please.
Gracias, Amado. ¿Qué es lo más especial para un
What is
jugador
what's most special for a player playing at this level? Well, thank you. Everything is special about this for its meaning, and this sort of tournament is something unique. It's the first time that we will have a first champion, and they will be pitted against the elite teams. And for players, this will be something beautiful, something unforgettable, and they will have the chance to make history, giving the meaning of this tournament and the new model that we are using now. And I think all these teams and players will want to be the first champions of this Club World Cup.
Gracias, Amado.
Thank you, Amado.
Next, please raise your hand if you want to ask questions. I have Farah again. Go ahead, Farah, but for the others, please raise your hand so that we can give you the floor. Go ahead, Farah.
Otra vez. Sí, tú dijiste un poquito, pero
again, well, you explained a bit, but would you say that the popularity of this sport is growing? Yes, of course. In the US, it's growing a great deal. The development has been a major development, and as I said during the introduction, this will be something unique. This will be a historic moment that will boost the development of football globally, but especially that of young talent, those young players who at the end of the day will grow with this image, with this desire to see and to enjoy this and to dream with this. Why not? They might be part of such an event in the future.
Gracias, Amado. Next, please, Robert.
Hi, yeah, this might need translating for Amado, but I was just wondering how you thought Inter Miami and Seattle Sounders will get on at the tournament this summer.
Bueno, yo creo que voy a hablar primero
Well,
de Seattle.
let me talk first about Seattle, which is a team that at the moment in the US has made a huge work. I think is a team that one of the teams with the biggest growth that we've seen so far, and I think is very interesting teams in all aspects, and they deserve to be part of this first edition. And then about Inter Miami, you will know they have historic players, of course. Mr. Lionel Messi, we know what he stands for in the world of football, but also in US football and the history of football. So I think the US will be very well represented, also CONCACAF. And talking about these two teams that we will be rooting for, we are confident that they will play a key role in this tournament with an important, leaving an important mark in this first edition.
Thank you.
Muy bien.
Excellent, thank you.
Next, our colleague from Mass Football, Mass TV.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, Amado?
Hi, how are you, Amado?
¿Me escucha?
Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you very well. Okay, I am, as Latin American football legend, how do you see the clubs participating in this US edition with many Hispanic players? How do you see the evolution of these players? Well, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to see you. And truth be told, personally, in my new chapter as a coach, this is something that I will enjoy greatly. We will learn with having all these elite teams here. This will be something that is going to be huge with many lessons learned. And as a Latin American, seeing that they all have Latin American players, that speaks volumes of the huge growth of our football and our development. So we are very proud. I will feel very proud at the fact that in each team we have Latin American players, and we need to root for them, even though we know that we have our teams which are close to our hearts.
Muy bien, gracias.
Excellent. Thank you.
I see actually one more follow-up. Please go ahead.
Ok, Amado. Otra pregunta. Como tú
Sí.
dices,
Another
como
question,
entrenador,
Amado,
¿cuáles
as a
serían
coach,
los clubes que te gustaría a
which
tú ser
teams
el
would you
entrenador?
like to coach?
Esa pregunta está difícil porque...
Well, that's a very tough question, actually, because out of the 32 clubs that will be in this edition, all of them are great clubs. And of course, there's teams that we support, such as Real Madrid, Man City, Bayern Munich. Historic teams, of course. Don't know if I can even dream with being a coach of any of these teams, but yeah, maybe sharing a training session with these coaches and observing how they manage these groups. For me, as a young coach, that would be amazing. Just seeing them on the pitch and having them here so close in this soccer celebration, that's something that we will really enjoy in and out of the pitch, and we'll learn a great deal from this. Thank you.
Gracias, Amado.
Thank you, Amado.
Any further questions? If not, I have one for you, Amado. The colleague was asking you about all the Latino players coming for the tournament, but I was also interested in knowing from you, because you've lived a World Cup, no? You've seen teams from all over the world coming to one place to play for 1 month. What do you expect in this case? No, there will be teams, as you said at the beginning, from every continent, no? But in this case, it's with the followers of clubs and not of nations. How do you envisage that?
No, espectacular. Vuelvo y le repito.
It will be spectacular, and I repeat, from a cultural point of view, this is exceptional landmark there'll be a great diversity, and that's the legacy that this will leave, that unity, that legacy, that will be a historic event, that we will be a before and after for soccer. I think it will be a sporting celebration to be compared with a FIFA World Cup for national teams. Of course, we know that when it comes to clubs, there's more variety because we're not just supporting a country, we're supporting a club. I'm from Honduras and I'm going to support my preferred European club. So it will be like a party with a great atmosphere, and from a personal point of view, I'm so excited for this moment to come. I'm already experiencing it, but I'm looking forward for the tournament to kick off.
And if you had to pick one or two favorites, which teams would it be? Si tienes que elegir uno o dos favoritos para el del torneo, mojarte un poco.
Well, what a difficult question. I was hoping you wouldn't ask me this because I didn't want to take a chance. Real Madrid and Manchester City, I would say. With all due respect for other teams, of course, Seattle and Inter Miami, the local teams, I'll be supporting them, but you know, Real Madrid and Man City, they'll be my two favorite clubs. And a specific player that we should be looking at, or that will be the highlight of this competition? Well, there's players such as Kylian. We know what he can do in soccer. Haaland. We're talking about players that are making history already. Vinicius, for instance. We're talking about players who, at the moment, are at an peak of their career. But personally, because of the position I used to play at, I'm really looking forward to Rodri's comeback. So I'm hoping that Rodri can play for Man City and to enjoy his amazing football.
Muy bien. Any further question from the colleagues from the media? Yes, Robert?
Hi, yeah, Amado, you went to the 2010 World Cup in South Africa with Honduras, but how do you think it will be for the teams this summer going to play in a World Cup style tournament with their club teams?
Bueno, yo creo que van a ser como
Well, I think that, of course, the matches are going to be very intense. We're talking about the top clubs, the elite clubs, teams that always want to win. They're very competitive. They always compete. You know, it's in their ethos and their culture. So I have no doubts whatsoever that this competition will be unique. Every single one of the clubs will be in it to win it. And, you know, it's the first time in history that we'll have a Club World Cup with 32 teams. So all clubs will be trying to lift that trophy, and they will give it their all. And, you know, the coaches as well, you know, will be very interested in seeing all the matches.
One more from Mass TV.
Hola, Amado. Te quería preguntar, estábamos hablando de...
Yes, Amado, I wanted to ask you, you know, we're talking about soccer here in America. What do you think about the American teams, you know, apart from all those other teams coming from other continents? How would you compare football in America and other continents? We are aware that football in Europe has evolved greatly in all aspects, but here in America, soccer has greatly evolved when it comes to infrastructure. Here in the States, we know that we have an amazing logistics, all the necessary logistics to be able to compete with elite clubs in Europe, and I think that American countries will be ready. There's been a great progress made in order to try and play in an even playing field with European clubs, and that will be a challenge for our clubs. You know, they will have to show what they can do, how much they've grown, and that they can compete against European clubs. Thank you.
Gracias, Amado. Farah, please.
Just saying thank you.
Sorry.
Sí, agradecida.
Gracias también.
Sí,
Gracias,
gracias,
Farah,
agradecida. Sí.
Thank you, Farah. Thank you.
Then if there's no further question, I will ask you a last one, actually, a little bit of follow-up to the one that you just had. ¿Qué crees que puede ser el legado para Estados Unidos?
What's the legacy for the United States? The fact that this tournament is taking place here, the best clubs in history are competing here in the States. What's the legacy that this competition can leave in soccer? Well, it will be an extraordinary legacy, massive legacy. Truth to be said, the US has grown greatly when it comes to soccer, logistics, fans, clubs, the stadia. As you know, the stadia are always full of fans here, but the evolution and the progress that will come as a result of this Club World Cup will be something extraordinary. And I think that will be that quantum leap that this country needed. I think that when it comes to skills, will improve greatly, because once we have all these top teams here, we'll realize of what we need to do in order to reach that top level. Great. Many thanks, Amado.
Thanks for your time. Thank you for everyone who joined the call today. And we stay in touch. And of course, we are really looking forward to the start of the competition in just 50 days now. Have a nice day.
Amado, muchísimas gracias de nuevo.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you very much, Amado. I'll keep in touch. Okay. Thank you very much.